Hi, and welcome to this virtual manufacturing services video tutorial on GibbsCAM version 12 and beyond. So you should have already installed Gibbs. In this case, I've got 12.0.17 installed. You should have your software installed, and you just double click on the icon and it's going to bring this up. Now what this video is about is basically just giving you an introduction of what some of the buttons do. So we're going to start right off by going up to File here. And we go File, Open, File, New, but we're going to go through some of the rest of these after we've go into a new file. But you also see recent files, and there's package files, which you more than likely won't see anything in recent package files. I do because customers send me a lot of those. They're called pack and goes, but more than likely you're going to have recent part files and nothing up here. There's also recent folders. So with that said, let's go ahead and go into File, New, and I'm just going to call this 1 and click Save. And the first thing you're going to notice is up at the top, it has a 1.vnc. All of your GibbsCAM files will have a .vnc extension. So the very first thing typically you would do would either be File, Directly Open, or Import. So we could go File, Open, and go in here and pick out a solid model file or some 2D geometry if you still do that. But these are all the formats that we can bring in pretty much every CAD software out there. So you would either File, Import, or File, Open. Okay, so under this File tab you've got Open, New, Close, Save, Save As, Save a Copy. These will go into at a later time. File, Import or Export, and there's that pack and go I was talking about. That would be what you would use if you send something to Gibbs support or to our support line. There's also drawing for printing it, and communications in case you're still old school RS-232. Tooling, block library, fixture, and machine data we'll go over later. And all of our preferences are going to be under here. So for example, in your post editor, you might want to use Notepad as a custom editor. So, and there's certain things in the display that we'll go into in more detail in later videos. So, first thing you would typically do after you've imported your file, you would go to your document control. We can pick out which machine we're going to be programming. Now, I'm going to have a lot more than most people. These are what they call MDDs in here. And you have a spot for putting your comments and your machining preferences and such. But if we go back to general, down here is where you'd fill in your stock, your master clearance plane, whether you want a custom tool change position. Typically you'd have nothing in here, but we're going to go over this in another video. So that's setting your part up. The next thing to the right is the views. So you can access the views from here by clicking this button, and you can drag it and move it around where you want. Or if you roll your mouse wheel down here, same thing. So we can go through our different views. Starting at 5 o'clock, we go isometric view, right side, front view, top view, home view for whatever coordinate system you're in. And one of the things you'll notice about GibbsCAM, there's no magnifying glass up here. If you accidentally go like this and your part goes off the screen, just fit it back. That's unzoom. You can also zoom by rolling your mouse wheel, or just drag a window and fit it back. So anywhere you drag a window, it's going to zoom. I really like that. If you're going to pan, you'd hold your control key down and drag with your mouse, left click. Okay, so that's all stuff we're going to go over a little bit later as well. Plus you have this handy dandy box in the middle that you can left click and drag around, or right click and dynamically rotate. So with that said, the next button here would be our coordinate systems. All this one does is give you a new coordinate system. Coordinate systems are used for a driving toolpath as well as for modeling. And this coordinate system palette is actually how you would set that new coordinate system. So this button here just creates a new one. This one here changes it. GibbsCAM has what we call work groups, which is nothing more than, here, give me another sheet of paper to draw on, or some softwares call them layers. Okay, Gibbs calls them work groups. Body bag is a place to store models. We'll get into that a little bit more later. We have our geometry palette, which is used for drawing parts if you're going to draw it yourself in 2D. And of course 3D is built off of 2D, so if you're going to extrude a shape or anything like that, you've got to be able to draw it in 2D first. We've got dimensioning palette. Our surface modeling, some companies, very few, still deal with surface models, but we have the ability to do that. Our solid modeling palette. Our tool palette, which when we click that, it pops over on the left side. Your tools will always be here on the left. You can't move them. Our CAM palette, when we click that, over on the right is where our program is going to build. And you'll notice it split the tool palette up. Here's a tool palette at the top, or split this window up. And down here is where we actually create our operations. And we'll get into that in a little bit as well. But up here, this top half is strictly tools. Bottom half, if you open it, is going to be where you actually create your process. So if I unclick this and close the CAM palette, the tool palette is still open. If I close the tool palette and open the CAM palette, this extends. So it's essentially whichever one you have closed, it's going to show a full set of tiles for the other one. So here's operation tile list, process tile list, which you can turn on and off as well. Generally, I just leave those on. Our simulation, we have OpSim, which is what you're going to run in most of the time. Machine Sim, we can show the entire machine tool on the screen. Tool Sim, Rapid Cut, and Legacy CPR is going to be gone before too long. It's old school simulation. There's also a program checker where you would post your code, an operation manager, and a tool manager in here as well. And we have the ability to customize all these menus, which we're going to do another video on this all by itself. So if I bring this up, we can customize and create our own menu. So up here at the top, we could have, Tom's menu or whatever you wanted there. So we'll go into that a little bit later as well. And that's by right-clicking here and going customize menus. Now, this set of toolbars here, if you think of it like a set of light switches, like show geometry, turn 2D geometry on and off, turn dimensions on and off, show holes if you're using a hole manager on and off, show solids, turn that on and off, render solid faces, basically it shows a solid as a wireframe or whatever if you click through these. Indicate sheet side on a surface model, like I say, not many people are doing surface models anymore. Wrap workgroups, that means you can actually wrap your geometry around a cylinder and visually see that happen. Show stock and origin, if I go into my isometric view and unzoom here for a second, we can show the thickness of our stock or not. And then show whether we want no coordinate system showing. This is, like I say, this is all switches turning things on and off. These have to do the solids. You're going to use these a lot if you're dealing with solid models. Face selection means you select individual faces, individual edges, or profile or slice the plane, which we'll go into a little bit later. Hidden line toolpath, all these things from here on out are kind of all fluff. They're not going to make or break you. So the main tiles you're going to be dealing with are from here all the way over to the left. There's also a unzoom right here, which I just noticed that for the first time. And there's help on an item. Now, if you go to your help, also one of the new things is what's new in GibbsCAM video here. There's also the check for updates. If you want to see what version of GibbsCAM you're on, you would click this. So if somebody asks you, there's also a whole slew of PDFs that if I click on that, that might take a second to load. And I'll drag this over on the screen. So it's reference material. Their help is light years better. But if I go contents here, you can actually go through and each one of these, as well as search it by clicking this button, but each one of these modules within GibbsCAM, there's help with. And under here, there's also what we call Cognos Online Training. So if we go in here, it's going to bring you to some other free training videos that you can watch. More is better. So let me close this out. And that's basically it, showing you essentially what the buttons are. So then in future videos, what we're going to do is go through and narrow these all down. So thanks for watching.